Now, of course, we're looking at the Sandalwood drug scandal only intensifying. Several top names coming to fore, many of them including actors, celebrities, party organizers, those socialites, all their names being popped up. The crime branch now scanning the entire list of at least 150 names. The drug scandal, of course, not limited to actors alone. Allegations have also been made against netas and their aides as well. At the center of it is also Aditya Alva, whose House of Life has gained much popularity in Bengaluru. Let's take a look at this detailed report.
Drug-fueled parties, VVIP attendees, and the former state minister's son and his plush party home at the center of it all. Aditya Alva, accused number 6 in the Sandalwood drug case, has been missing since 4th of September. Son of former minister Jivaraj Alva and Vivek Oberoi's brother-in-law. Aditya's house near Hebel, called House of Life, a high-profile party venue, was raided last week. This after the arrest of top stars Ragini and Sanjjanaa Galarani. The spotlight is now on Alva and his House of Life. Spread over 4 acres near the Hebel Lake with a 10,000 square feet house at its center, this was allegedly used by Aditya Alva to organize parties. Its website describes the venue as a hedonistic playground, a hotspot for Bengaluru's most well-heeled, fashionable tastemakers. The most talked about electronic music venue that hosts top-class world-renowned DJs. It would also host fashion shows, after parties, and a wide range of private parties. It is alleged that it was at these parties that top actors and celebrities would consume drugs.
Last night I was here, so I just went home to fresh up and come back. So as soon my guy called me around 9:30. They said the CCP, everybody is here. So just I came here. Ragini is a common friend of Mr. Aditya Alva. He got a lot of friends. And he's one of the such a humble person and respected person. And he's Superman. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's happening here. He's not such a person. He have friends, that's it. We can't connect with each and others.
The Sandalwood drug scandal is only exploding. With 10 arrests already made, the question is how long before Aditya Alva is caught too? With Nolan Pinto in Bengaluru, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now we're looking at several venues in Bengaluru under scanner. Our former Chief Minister of Karnataka has said categorically that pubs, bars, restaurants, 5-star hotels have now turned into drug dens. This is exactly what Karnataka former Chief Minister Kumaraswamy said about Bengaluru's pub culture. Let's take a listen.
ಕ್ಯಾಸಿನೋ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವೇನು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಯಾಸಿನೋ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯಲ್ಲ ಈ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳು. ನಡೀತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಈ ನೈಟ್ ಬಾರ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹುಶಃ ನೀವು ನೆನಪಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಲ್ಯ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ರಾತ್ರಿ 12 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಲೇ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಹಲವಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಯ 5 ಗಂಟೆವರೆಗೂ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಾರ್ಗಳು ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥ ದಂಧೆಗಳು ನಡೀತದೆ.
Now we do know that Bengaluru's pub culture is world famous. People across far and wide come down to Bengaluru because it's got a great vibe. That's what it's known to be, Bengaluru city and its pub culture. It's quite popular among the youth particularly. Now with former Chief Minister Kumaraswamy saying that pubs, bars, hotels are drug dens. This is clearly, of course, tarnishing the entire industry on the whole, painting with the same brush, blanket statement that's being made. How much does it really affect the industry, and is it a fact? Let's quickly cut across to Rajesh Rajaram, who's a pub and a bar owner. He's been in the industry for over 15 years, has got some very popular bars to his credit, run it successfully. We also have our Supreme Court advocate KV Dhananjay joining us for more on that. Let's quickly cut across to Rajesh. Take us through what's your sentiment, Rajesh, this comment coming in from former Chief Minister of Karnataka. He says that all hotels, pubs, bars are mostly drug dens. People are widely consuming drugs. You're an insider. You tell me if this is true. We saw what's happening in several of those parties that are on the outskirts of Bengaluru city. But the pub culture being questioned here within city limits.
I just feel that the very fact that you mentioned that it's happening in places, private places which are becoming, they're throwing parties in private places. That itself means that they can't do this in bars and pubs in Bangalore. See, you must realize that we are highly monitored by the excise department and the police. I own a bar in the central business district.
Yes.
We have at least 3 to 4 weekly visits surprise visits by excise officials. They come, they look around, and the police come, they shut us down by 12:31. Even though we have our licenses till 1:30, they make sure that my place is cleared out by 1:15.
Yeah, we know.
We are highly monitored.
We've
by the
seen
excise
that. We've totally seen cops coming in right at a time, right at the. Right as it strikes 12, they're already there with lathis trying to chase people out. But that doesn't stop youngsters from accessing drugs, possibly consuming it at premises. Have you seen it? Have you known of a drug menace in Bengaluru around bars, restaurants and hotels, Rajesh?
See, I've heard about it myself, but I've never seen it and not in my place. See, our bars are all open areas. I mean, nobody can sit and do lines or smoke. Now, thanks to COPTA, you can't even smoke in bars. So there's no question about it. We have smoking rooms, or people go out on the roads to smoke. So it's like absolutely clean. I mean, it's a bar, they come to drink, and I don't think anything can be done. Now, people say that, they can go to the toilet and do it. See,
and that's precisely what I was coming to. Yeah, the restrooms are some places that you can't control.
See, the restrooms are cramped places in the CBD. We are paying fantastic rentals for these areas. So invariably our restrooms are also very tight, and it's a public restroom. You have a bar typically has 150, 160 people, coming to the bar, and it's a continuous, flow of people coming into the toilet, and it's not a comfortable place to do drugs. That's why, if you ask me, that's why these, your start of your story, you said that, people are having these parties and outside venues and things like that. That is where probably it's happening. But in the bars, it's almost...
There are several top hotels in Bengaluru city, 5-star hotels, Rajesh, which have massive parties that are thrown. Many of these organizers who are currently in custody have thrown parties at these hotels. These hotels, while customers are walking in, they're generally frisked thoroughly. Do they check at your bar restaurant as well? Do they frisk people who enter these bars and hotels? And if frisking is done thoroughly, then where's the question of drugs entering these premises?
See, frisking is generally done mainly looking for weapons and knives and things like that. And I think it's you can't go frisking people for more than that. And I don't think, frankly, people are frisking guests for drugs.
Is that never on your mind as a bar owner? Is that never on your mind if you're playing a certain kind of music, say for that matter trance or techno, which is so popular lately? If you're playing that kind of music in your premises, generally you'll probably draw that kind of crowd. Is that never on your mind that you want to check and ensure that there's some filtering?
I can speak for myself.
Go on, Rajesh.
My bar is a retro bar. Everything is slow. Everything is kind of, it's an easy. It's not one of these places which is playing all these, whatever trance or whatever. So, I suppose places like that, you need to control. People have to control that. And in the end of the day, I still feel excise department is controlling us so tightly. I can't understand anybody. There is no room, and nobody's going to take a chance. I mean, you make, it's a crow's worth of investment.
Let me take that question. Let me take that question to KV Dhananjay. Mr. Dhananjay, here you have Kumaraswamy, who said that pubs, bars, hotels, everything has become a drug den. Almost, a blanket statement tarnishing the entire industry. The Bar and Pub Association, I did speak with them. They said we've just started, we've just opened up, and a statement like this is really going to hamper our business. Already we see, we're not the society itself isn't very warm to the pub culture. Bengaluru is one of those cities that has a very thriving popular vibe. You know, when it comes to a pub culture, people from all across come down to Bengaluru. Now, if you're going to look at it as drug dens, wonder what the association, what kind of losses are they going to face? But nonetheless, this is a persistent problem. Drugs is being widely sold and consumed across the Bengaluru city. And let me remind our audience, not just in Bengaluru city, but all across the country. It's a problem in every cosmopolitan city. If you want to up the bar and restaurant culture, these are perils that you can't avoid. Where is the supply coming from? Shouldn't that be the focus?
Well, I think the Chief Minister of Karnataka, the former Chief Minister of Karnataka, seems to be very ignorant. You know, you just look at the report published by the Government of India itself last year. We have crores of users of these drugs. And as a politician, or for that matter, a former chief minister, you can't demonize users in that manner, and you can't blame whole host of industries and say that they are cultivating it or they are encouraging it. What is important is for our lawmakers to take a holistic approach to the problem of drug menace in our country. And we've had these kinds of debates 20 years ago, 25 years ago, when there used to be a minimum punishment of up to 10 years under the NDPS Act. The parliament intervened after a few years because the parliament felt that, look, demonizing users, or for that matter, making punishment so much more harsh is not going to really help in bringing down drug consumption. And that is why now, you know, after 2001, we have the graded punishment in our NDPS law.
What can possibly be done at this point, Mr. Dhananjay? What can be done at this point? Pubs, bars, hotels, all of them are now worried. They have guests coming in, and now Bengaluru, the investigation is such where at least 150 people are under scanner. A lot of them are actually throwing parties in these venues. So how do you really filter it? Where's the stop to this?
Well, I think the Bangalore police is, claiming that all these rave parties happen and they've been apprehending a couple of people. But I'm just keen to question them. What kind of rave party is it that is under the radar where children of ministers don't attend, children of serving police officers, high-ranking police officers don't attend, children of MPs don't attend? What kind of rave party is it? You will find that this is more of a, it's turning out to be a witch hunt, because so long as the Bangalore police can't produce someone who is, well connected as part of this rave party, I don't think you should be taking Bangalore police's claims at face value.
Well, if the same Bangalore police, Mr. Dhananjay, have been giving permissions for farmhouses to have parties, a single day permission. Every time there's a party, they somehow manage to get permission. Where is the permission coming from? How is the police giving such permissions? Why is there no police checks at that point?
Very well. And there is another thing I wanted to point out, which is, take these film actresses who have all been charged under consumption also. That's 27 small a or 27 small b. Now, if you were to ask the Bangalore police as to cite which other case in the last 4 or 5 years were they, in which they also went and charged anybody on the ground of consumption, you will find they will most likely stare at a blank face, because I don't think, given the data that we have seen in Karnataka, that the police have gone after the consumers. So if the police now feel that by going after these actresses, or for that matter, they will be able to, get more people to fear, I think they would be able to do that for a month or so. But I think people will settle down. And if our government is very keen to curb the drug trafficking, we're seeing the
focus more on naming and shaming. Consumption is more the focus, while the actual problem, the root of the problem, is supply. Somehow, don't you feel that the CCB's focus is shifted, or their priorities are different here?
Very much. Again, corruption. Please name one country in the world where corruption is endemic and yet they were successful in cleansing themselves of drugs. There is none. And India too won't be a miracle either in that respect. Our political corruption is so very endemic, in which event our police force too is very, corrupt. And that's what the world authorities have always been saying. If you want to control the drug problem, you got to, in fact, manage and bring down political corruption. Look, the police, again, a vast section of the police is also very corrupt.
Absolutely, which is why we've seen this thriving in that case. Considering you're saying that the system itself is corrupt, this has got to be a systematic change, and that has to come from the base of it. The root of it has to be dealt with. The supply, and of course the systematic change within the police department itself. A quick word from Rajesh. Would you want to appeal to the government on the behalf of the Bar and Restaurant Association that's now been tarnished?
Yes, I just opened today, and this is the first thing that I'm doing on the same day, and it's absolutely I find it baseless because it's it's just too much of a risk for a bar owner to allow something like this to happen.
Right.
I mean, we've got expensive real estate to look after, and we are there for the long term. We can't afford to have any such issues.
These allegations malign the entire industry, the entertainment industry, the excise industry, the amount of revenue that the government earns from it also, we know. Right, Rajesh, we got your point. Thank you, Mr. Dhananjay. Thank you, Rajesh, for joining us with those details. The Karnataka drug scandal there, only getting murkier with many more names coming to fall. We're going to bring you a detailed...
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.